Hello and welcome to Learning from Lauren. And I am Lauren. I am here today to talk to you all about the differences between becoming a travel agent with a host and becoming an independent travel agent. If you don't know, my name is Lauren and I am a travel agent. I'm very different from a lot of the travel agent coaches out there as I do not own my own agency. I'm not trying to get you to join an agency. I'm trying to give you information to help you so that you can be a wonderful travel agent all on your own. I have been a teacher for 21 years, and I see a lot of places where it would be hard for people transitioning into becoming a travel agent and where there are some holes for some learning and some help that new agents would need. So, I try and give you some information, try and help you out so that you can be as successful as possible. So, I get this question a lot of times about how do I know the difference between becoming a host travel agent and an independent travel agent? So, most people, and I am one of them, become host travel agents. This means that you join a travel agency. They let you say that you are from their travel agency. They give you logins to the different places that you sell. And that is how you become a travel agent. You are considered an independent contractor. So that means that they let you have some of those things like the logins and use their branding, but you are in charge of your business and making money. You do not get a salary. You do not like a every other week salary. You do not get benefits, any of those types of things. It's just that you are an independent person working under their organization, which is different than being an independent travel agent. An independent travel agent is working for themselves. There's no one else involved. If they want to sell different cruise lines, then as an independent travel agent, I have to contact each travel person that I want to work with. If I want to work with Royal Caribbean, I have to contact them, figure out what their rules are, put in my paperwork to try and sell Royal Caribbean. I have to get information on how to sell in different states so that I know that I'm allowed to sell in all the states that I want to sell in. I am only answering to myself and I run my business myself. I only have to work with the different companies that I want to work for and sell to. So those are basically that's like a basic rundown on most people become a host. They work with a host agency instead of becoming independent travel agents. And I'll talk a little bit about the pros and cons too, but with a host agency, there's different types of host agencies. There's really, really big host agencies that have like thousands of agents in them. So there's no way to know all of them, and they'll have like a big list. Often these places they offer you like a one-time fee and maybe a monthly fee that is small, and they just say, "Hey, you can use our name, but you're on your own." And there's not like a lot of training that they give you. There's not a lot of help setting up, and you don't really know as many people in the agency because there are so many of them. Then there's smaller agencies, host agencies that I normally say like are around 30 to 50 people in them total. And these agencies are smaller. They really get to know their agents. Again, they typically have a startup fee and a monthly fee that you will pay. And on top of it, for a host agency, they will take part of your commission. So normally, obviously, to if you book a trip, let's say you make 10% commission on it. So on a thousand, let's say a $5,000 trip, you make $500 commission on it. From that, your host agency, when you sign up, they have an agreement on what portion is theirs, 30, 40, 50%. Um, so then you only make maybe $300, $400 off that booking because the other portion is going towards your host. This is very common. This is just how it works in the host industry. So if you are looking at percentages of what percentage you should be getting as an agent. You want to look to see how much you would be making based on what your travel agency host is making based on that. There are some better than others. There's also better training than others, so you want to look at that when you're looking at picking out an agency. There is a third host agency that everyone tries to stay away from, and they're called MLMs, which are multi-level marketing agencies. And again, their goal is not to sell travel, but to get you to get more people to sign up to become travel agents. If they really push a lot about you know, you can make more money by getting more people to become a travel agent than it is to sell travel, that should be your first clue. If they're talking about that you get a benefit of getting these people hired, that you get some sort of benefit from bringing on new agents, if they talk about that a lot, you're looking at an MLM. So you want to make sure that you steer clear of those, unless that's what you want to do, is you want to try and make more and more people travel agents. Independent contractors, you make all of your own commission. You get that yourself, but the hard part is that you are setting it up on your own and you're getting all of your own stuff. Now, in both these cases, you are getting your own leads. So there are very few agencies that will give you your leads for you. And those are typically full-time positions, and there are other stipulations that you have to do something for a certain amount of time before you will get that money. So you need to think about that too, that you will, no matter what agency, if you're deciding on a host or you want to be an independent travel agent, you are going to be finding your own leads. That might be good for you or bad for you, depending on how you market or how well you understand marketing. So let's talk about host agencies and their pros and cons just for them. So a good thing about a host agency is most likely you have someone to turn to, someone to ask a question to. You can, depending on what type of host agencies, offer more support than others. You will get some sort of help and you can ask people questions as opposed to figuring it out by yourself. You also have sort of like a built-in mentor. Typically, an agency owner or one of the other agents becomes your mentor and tries to help you along. One of the cons of course, being a host agency, like I said, is they do take your part of your commission. And depending on what type of travel agency you join, you might not get as much support. If support is something that's important to you, it should be something that you're looking for when you're looking for an agency. And it should be something that you are trying to get in your interview. You're trying to figure out what kind of support they're going to give you, besides training that is given by each individual location that you're going to sell. Cruise lines, hotels, Disney, Universal, Sandals, they all have their own training programs that should be automatic. Like that should not be a selling point that an agency is giving you, that because it's required for some of the things that you're doing, and it's just free. If you have the logins to any of the cruise lines, you have access to this free training. So if you're looking for more training or more support past that, that is something like if you're looking for support on help with marketing or help with social media training and things like that, those are the types of questions that you want to ask when you're looking for a host or finding out if a host agency is the right fit for you, because those are the things where people might struggle. So just decide if, and even in an interview, you should be able to tell like how much support they're giving you in just the interview. So keep those in mind. Now, if we're talking about becoming an independent travel agent, the pros is that whatever money you make, you get to keep that. So it's yours. And you don't really have to answer to anyone. It's your business. You're running it however you want. You're doing everything how you want. So you don't have as many stipulations that you have to follow. Now, some of the cons is the setup. There's a lot of setup. Every time you want to sell something, you have to make sure that you have the right licensed to sell in that state and that you have to reach out to each vendor to sell those types of things. There's a lot of paperwork involved, although once you fill out one paperwork, you have them for everything. So there's just a little more upfront that you might have to do, and you might have to learn it on the way. So if you're totally new to becoming a travel agent, that might be a lot because there's a lot of legal information that you need to know. So you might even need to hire a lawyer. There might be some more upfront costs because you're going to have to pay to join and to be able to sell through some of these places. They're not just free. They're not just like, oh, yeah, sure, you can sign up and it doesn't cost anything. So just remember that some things will cost money and you will have to do those costs up front. The other hard part with being an independent travel agent is that you don't really have anyone to ask any questions to. You're on your own and you don't have that pool of people that you could ask. Um, you might be involved in some Facebook groups or things like that, but you can't rely on people in Facebook groups. So you need to think about how you might be able to get those things. So, and get maybe, I don't want to say a mentor necessarily, but someone else that you can bounce ideas off of so that you don't have to call every vendor every time you have a question. So, no matter which one you decide, if you're doing a host agency or you want to become an independent travel agent, they are both great ideas for anyone who wants to do them. There is something out there for everyone. There is a good fit for anyone who wants to become a travel agent. If you want to do part time, full time, if you can only dedicate a little time, or if you just want to try it out, there are all different places that you can try, and you just really need to make sure that you read those contracts to make sure that if it's not a fit for you, that you can get out of them. So different agencies will have different rules about getting, especially host agencies, obviously. Host agencies, you will sign a contract. So you want to make sure you understand your contract, and that you're getting what was promised from you in that contract. Those are the main things when you're with a host that you want to make sure of. You kind of decide if this is for you or not for you, and if it's not the right fit for you, then you either look somewhere else, or maybe this is not for you, but you tried it and now you know. So I think becoming a travel agent is one of, I don't want to say the easiest things to start because it's not easy, but it's the easiest thing to do while you have another job to see if it is the job for you. That will help you to make a decision and go forward and decide, like, yes, I can do this, or no, I cannot do this. If you have any questions about going to a host agency or becoming an independent travel agent, please put your comments below so I can answer them. And I hope this helped you to better make a decision on what type of travel agent you want to be. If you don't know, also, you can sign up for our July event. I will be going live every single day in July on the YouTube channel, talking about different things about becoming a travel agent, or even those first couple of months becoming a travel agent, some things that might help you. You could sign up below to get what the schedule is going to be and what we're going to be discussing each week, so that you can get ready to change careers or start a new career. So the information is below. You can check that out, and I will see you next time on Learning from Lauren. Bye.